Welcome to the Holistic Accountant Podcast. The aim of this podcast is to demonstrate how accountants must employ a holistic approach to help their clients maximise wealth. It's not just about preparing tax returns. So each week, Mena Abraham and I will discuss topics to help you better understand some of the things your holistic accountant can help you with. Okay, today Mena and I are going to talk about automating your accounting processes. We've talked previously, we did a episode on bookkeeping and we talked about cloud-based accounting software like Xero, and MyOb has one as well. But there's also apps that you can plug into that software to further automate and systemize and improve your accounting process. And Mena, you're really the expert here. I have very little knowledge of these apps, so I'll hand it over to you to sort of take us through some of the opportunities there.
Yeah, definitely. Look, there's an array of apps that integrate with Xero and MyOb as well. But look, I'll touch base on a few of them that might sort of seamlessly improve your bookkeeping and so forth. The first one is probably that I'll talk about is HubDoc or Dext. So that helps you streamline all your payables. So, no longer do you have to keep sort of shoeboxes of receipts or anything like that. It's all online. They have apps where you can take photos of receipts, or it gives you a dedicated email address where you can upload your invoices into your system. And the system is actually clever enough where it picks up your supplier, the amount, the GST, and it automatically feeds into Xero. So when you come to actually pay the amount or approve the amount in Xero, it's already there. So you can actually keep track of all your payables, and so it's rather seamless. And to be honest, it should be implemented across the board.
So if you've got a lot of payables there, so if you're buying a lot of stock or goods and so forth, for those sorts of businesses, they should put that in place, yeah?
Definitely, especially because you're actually given an accounts email that's unique to you that you can give to all your suppliers. So when they're invoicing yourself, they can just CC that email, and then it automatically imports into your system. So you're not having to double handle, actually uploading your invoices into your system or manually entering in those payables as well into Xero. So it's a great app that that you can
saves lots of time.
That's right. The other one that is Xero has a lot of payment services that integrate with it, whether it be Stripe or eWay. And we find that this significantly improves your debtors. Having a pay now link on all your invoices. It makes it easy for your clients or customers to just dial in and quickly sort of pay on the go. Even if you're there with the customer, you can actually input the payment yourself. So it's a way to sort of improve your cash flow and your debtor turnaround time.
If you're sending out invoices and you don't have an online credit card payment facility, I think you're really doing yourself a disservice. I think sometimes people worry about the merchant fees and those sorts of things. Well, hopefully you can build the cost of offering that flexibility into your product, into the price of your products. But I think that's an easy win. And ultimately, if lots of clients end up using it, well, it drastically improves your cash flow, so maybe the cost is worthwhile. But then ultimately, if a lot of clients end up using it, well, then that's when you might start focusing on the cost. Are there better ways to do it, a better system or process? But to not have that in place, it's a bit of a no-brainer.
That's right. And just on that merchant fee charge, you can actually just have that as a surcharge. So you can actually set it up in Xero or Stripe where you just put in whatever your banking fees are on top of the invoice so that the customer wears it rather than you. The other app that I'll probably touch on quickly is Xero Projects. Another great app where it's really good for service-based industries or trade-based industries. So if you want to know how much time you're spending on a particular job or a customer, and how you have a lot of disbursements. So say, for example, I'm going to just say a wild example here. Say you're a plumber, you want to go out and for a particular job, you got particular disbursements in terms of, copper pipes or whatever it is. You can actually put that to a particular job or customer as well as your time and invoice that directly out of Xero projects. So, your labour rate, your product rates and so forth. And that it sort of helps you keep track of all your expenses, all your time, and make sure you're well remunerated for the job.
And what about retailers? So point of sale, or even to be able to drill down into individual product profitability.
So the systems such as Square or other sort of industry-specific point-of-sale systems that integrate into Xero or MyOb, they actually do give you more data. So it's not always just about tax and saving tax, but it could be things like knowing where to put staff on, or where you can save on wage costs, or where you can dial down on your purchases and so forth. So they're great apps to help you operate your business, not only sort of just keep track of your financials.
Yeah, there's so much data that goes into Xero or MyOb, whatever system you might be using, and it is great for tax compliance. That's fantastic. But if we can attach or add on some apps to get better value information or more usable information, things like if I'm selling a particular product and its gross margin is a lot less than all my other products, then something I want to know, I can either stop selling it, change the pricing, do something. And those small, that relatively small changes can have really big financial effects. So there you go. Speak to your holistic accountant about what apps might be appropriate for your industry and what apps might either save you time or give you better information out of your accounting system. Thank you for listening to the Holistic Accountant podcast. To find out more, please visit holisticaccountant.com.au.